Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the FCS Football Channel. And today we are back with another watch. Well, no, it's not a watch along, is it? It's actually the Premier League fixture announcements. Now they do come out in 5 or so minutes, so we do have time for a bit of a chit chat, I guess. Right. So, I mean, obviously, originally we will look at the Man United fixtures, but we will have a look at all the other teams' fixtures as well, and hopefully we get a good start to the season. I'm not actually 100% sure as to when the season actually starts, but obviously I know pre-season starts, next week? No, not next week, in a few weeks. So it'll be interesting to see when the actual Premier League starts and if Manchester United can have a good start to the season for once. We always seem to just fuck it up, don't we? So hopefully this time, this season under Erik ten Hag, it will be different. Again, we don't. The fixtures haven't been announced yet, so we are just kind of waiting on those. But yeah, I mean, who do people want on the opening day? If I load the Premier League table, obviously, kind of the preferences would you have to say Nottingham Forest first game of the season, wouldn't you? I think they're undoubtedly the weakest side in this Premier League this season. If excluding them, I think again you've got to fancy yourself against Bournemouth. Although I feel like they're going to be harder. Actually, I don't know. I think Bournemouth might actually go down, but be one of the easiest sides this season. United vs Liverpool opening day. No, it's very, very rare that the top teams get each other opening day. Obviously, Man United had Chelsea a couple of years ago when it was Ollie versus Lampard, so it's not out of the realms of possibility. But I think the Premier League likes to leave those games for later on in the season rather than on the opening day because the hype's already there for the opening day, so it's easy to sell, sort of thing. If you get what I mean. I tell you what, I certainly don't want Liverpool opening day, to say the least. But yeah, so if I'm really picking who I want, either Bournemouth or Nottingham Forest, potentially a Leeds. Also, we beat them opening day last season, but under full season under Jesse Marsh, it'll be interesting to see how they get on. Southampton, maybe. I'm going to be honest. I look at this Premier League this season and think, I don't think there's many easy games. I really don't. I think you look at last season and you can pinpoint a few games which you'd like to play. Norwich, Watford, Burnley, Leeds. Even although obviously Man United didn't actually beat Everton last season, Everton's a game you'd want to play. I don't think they're going to be that easy this season. I mean, Southampton maybe. I mean, Aston Villa are at the bottom of the league, but I think Fulham might actually surprise a few people this season. I think Bournemouth, I think they probably will go down, and they'll probably be one of the whipping boys alongside Nottingham Forest. But apart from that, I don't think Everton will be as bad as they were last season. Southampton, they're very hit and miss. Southampton, they could be awful, but they could be quite good. So I don't think they're necessarily games you look at and think, oh yeah, we've got to win those games. But as I sniffle, because I've got hay fever, we're a minute away from the fixture list being announced. About 30 seconds. And here they... Alright, so they should be out. Right, so if I refresh the Twitter page, refresh the Man United website, and they are out. I've just received a notification. By the looks of it, our opening game is against Brighton. We go over here. There we go. So, we begin with Brighton. On the 7th of August, Manchester United will play Brighton. The opening weekend of the campaign is earlier than normal due to the break in Qatar between the 12th and 13th of November and the 26th of December for the World Cup in Qatar. So, we have Brighton, Brentford, then Liverpool. So you weren't far off. We have Liverpool third game of the season. Fuck. Right then. We're in big, big trouble. Then we have Southampton, Leicester, Arsenal, Palace, Leeds, Man City, Everton, Newcastle, Tottenham, Chelsea, West Ham, Villa, Fulham. Then obviously that's when then you get the World Cup between Fulham and Nottingham Forest. Boxing Day, Nottingham Forest. That's a good game. I'm happy with that. That is a classic. Then you got Wolves, Bournemouth, City, Arsenal, Palace, Leeds, Leicester, Brentford, Liverpool, Southampton, Brighton, Newcastle, Everton, Forest, Chelsea, Spurs, Villa, West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth, Fulham. Going through that quickly, I actually don't think that could have gone much better for us. I really don't. I mean, you look at it. Look, it's a difficult start, but it's not impossible. I think Brentford will be worse than they were last season. A bit of second season syndrome. Obviously, they're going to lose Christian Eriksen. We should beat them. Brighton. Obviously, we don't actually know what's going to happen with Brighton. Obviously, look like they are going to lose Basuma. So, they're going to be worse than they are this season. So, I think United should look to win both of those games. Liverpool is a game where it's kind of a freebie for Erik ten Hag. 3 games into your time here as manager, you don't expect him to be going toe-to-toe with Liverpool. So, if you get anything from that game, it's a positive. Southampton and Leicester, I think you can win both those games, especially Southampton. It'll be interesting to see how good Leicester are this season. Because even though they came like 8th last season, where did they come last season? I mean, you guys can't see. Yeah, they came 8th last season. It feels like they just lost every game, didn't it? So I think like they could be a team very easy, like beatable. Arsenal, obviously we don't know how good they will be this season as well, but we can win that game. Palace and Leeds before City, you expect United to win both of those games. and you have a nice international break between both Man City and Leeds. Everton under Frank Lampard. Again, I think you expect United to win that game. Newcastle, be interested to see how they are. I mean, October is when the fixtures become a little bit more congested than you'd like. What, you got like a week between... We play 3 games in a week. So it's not ideal, especially when you consider it's Chelsea, Tottenham in the space of 3 days. And they're going to be top teams again this year, especially Chelsea. And Tottenham look like they're going to be right there or thereabouts under Antonio Conte. So a bit of a difficult run, but you're going to get those in a season. You're never going to get a perfect fixture list where you have no difficult runs. So it's what I kind of expect. November, I expect to take 6 points from, as well as December. January, to have Bournemouth and then Man City is ideal. Although, again, a bit of an international break in there. Not ideal, but it's kind of what you have to deal with. To have City after 2 international breaks, it'll be a good and fun game to come back to. Not ideal, though, particularly. I'd rather be in good form going into those sort of games. But I suppose it also gives us advantage because Man City won't be fully fresh. And I think a fully fresh Man City is more dangerous than a fully fresh United. February, I look at them and think max points. Again, you got a little international break between Brentford and Liverpool. No, you know that's a complete lie. Sorry, my hay fever, my nose is so blocked. Sorry. Liverpool, Southampton, Brighton. Again, I expect 3 points. Well, I expect 6 points at least from 9. April. Look, again, having Chelsea and Tottenham 3 days apart again, not ideal, but to have Nottingham Forest just before we play Chelsea is a good thing. Obviously, a week apart, so you expect us to be able to be in good form going into that game. And then final month of the season, you obviously expect United to win the last 2, and well, really you expect them to win all 4. So I don't particularly think, while there are some difficult games, I think in general the run, we've not got like a really difficult run at all. We've not got a game where we've got, let's say, Chelsea, then Tottenham, then Arsenal, then we've got like a Brentford, and then we've got a Man City. We haven't got any of those. We've got some games where like we play Chelsea and Tottenham 3 days in a row. Well, 3 days between them. Twice, yeah, we have that, but it could be a lot worse, couldn't it? Right, has the Premier League tweeted anything about opening day? They have. Right, so if I go over here, there you go. So, the opening day of the Premier League will see Palace take on Arsenal, Fulham, Liverpool, Bournemouth, Villa, Leeds, Wolves, Leicester, Brentford, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, Spurs, Southampton, Everton, Chelsea, United, Brighton, and West Ham, Manchester City. No, we don't need that. We have the new Premier League ball as well, which is lovely. It's a lovely ball. Sorry. I feel so ill. But look, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that fixture list. I am. I've got to say it. Look, I mean, it could be better. I suppose you could have we don't play Spurs and Chelsea right after each other both games this season. You could have it so we don't play Liverpool third game in the season. However, I think you're being really nitpicky if you're saying that, to be honest. I don't think the Premier League could have done as much nicer if it tried. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see where the cup games come into it and how that can mess up our season. But on the whole, I am happy. I am very happy with how this season looks. How this season looks like it should go, given the fixtures. I really, really am. And if I go here, I suppose none of these are gonna fit properly. Right, if I copy that. There we go. So opening day of the Premier League season will be Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. Obviously, Arsenal played opening day last year against Palace, didn't they? So they're back at it again. Obviously, this is the Saturday. So Man United on the Sunday, which will mean our opening day of the season is on Sky Sports. Apart from for the opening weekend, they haven't sorted the television fixtures. So I mean, apart from the opening weekend, I would say don't read into the fixture date because they're all just going to be the Saturday. Whereas obviously, if we run through this list, obviously Chelsea Spurs is going to be on telly, so we'll probably be on the 14th of August rather than the 13th. Obviously, the third weekend of the season will be arguably the biggest for United, really, at home to Liverpool. Probably the biggest game of our season. And I think that will be a real statement on the work Erik ten Hag has done already during pre-season and how the players are looking to respond. Obviously, we got absolutely torn apart by Liverpool twice this season. So, an improvement must be made. I'm not quite sure why it jumps to April. I guess they haven't finished putting all the fixtures on this website or something. I'm not sure. But there we go. They are the Premier League fixtures for Manchester United this season. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. If you're watching this as a video, let me know down below in the comment section what you make of our fixture list. And where do you think we'll come this season, I suppose. Obviously, on this channel, we will do a Premier League prediction video, as we do every year. Well, we'll go into that a little bit more in depth. But as an early prediction sort of thing, we've given that fixture list, we should do very well. We should be all right this season. There's no reason why that fixture list should cause many issues for Manchester United. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all in the next one. In a bit. Peace.